In the Philippines, in the year 1965, a young boy named Manuel and his friends often spent their afternoons playing by the river. They would jump from rock to rock, trying to make it across without falling into the water. It was a fun game that they loved to play, and it kept them entertained for hours. They never strayed too far from their community and never encountered any danger or trouble. One sunny afternoon, Manuel was jumping from rock to rock and made it to the other side. Little did he know that there was a beast lurking beneath. All Manuel did was turn around to take another go across the rocks when suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his leg. He looked down to see that a crocodile had quickly emerged from the water and grabbed hold of him, mistaking him for prey. Its jaws clamped tightly around his ankle and a searing pain jolting through his body. Manuel screamed for help, and his friends quickly rushed to his aid, trying to pull him free from the crocodile's grasp. But the crocodile was too strong and its hide was thick, and it began to drag Manuel towards the water. Fortunately, it hadn't yet begun its death roll and it wasn't a large one, so there was at least a fighting chance. Manuel was terrified as the crocodile dragged him closer and closer to the water. He could feel its teeth digging deeper into his skin, and he knew that he was in grave danger. He screamed for help, but it seemed like time was moving slow. Manuel's heart pounded in his chest as he struggled to break free from the crocodile's grasp. He kicked and punched at the animal, but it was no use. The crocodile's jaws were locked tight, and its grip only grew stronger with each passing second. The water was now within reach, and Manuel could feel the coolness of the river on his toes. He knew that if he was dragged into the water, it would be the end of him. He closed his eyes tightly, preparing himself for the inevitable. Manuel then heard a crack, as the beast's jaws dug in even further and broke bone. Manuel screamed and began to violently thrash about with his friends still helping but seemingly useless against the beast. Manuel's friends kept pulling and pulling until the worst happened. The beast began to spin and they heard a pop as his arm became detached from his body. Manuel's friends were in shock and fear as they watched helplessly, hoping for a miracle as Manuel bled out and watching in horror as the beast recoiled with a human arm in this maw. The crocodile's strength was immense, but it had won its trophy and it decided to go back to the depths from which it came. As Manuel lay on the ground, panting, bleeding, and shaken, he knew he had just narrowly escaped death and then passed out before being rushed to the hospital. The incident left a lasting impact on him, and he could never forget the feeling of being so close to losing his life. From that day on, Manuel and his friends made a pact to never take their safety for granted when playing by the river. They took extra precautions and remained vigilant, always keeping an eye out for any potential dangers lurking in the water. Manuel lost his arm that day, but it didn't stop him from having fun with his friends. As time passed, Manuel came to realize that the incident had given him a newfound appreciation for life. He vowed to make the most of every moment and to never take his existence for granted again.